this video in a playlist. This is the Lamentations playlist. Now, Lamentations means like to cry or cry out. This is on crying. I'm reading from my website, where science meets religion.blogspot.com. And there's a list on the side. This one I clicked on, it says laments for mercy, for help, woe, help and affliction. This is on crying. It says, Job 39:7. He scorneth the multitude of the city, neither regardeth he the crying of the driver. Isaiah 22:5. It is a day of trouble and of treading down and of perplexity by the Lord God of hosts in the valley of vision, breaking down the walls and the crying to the mountains. Isaiah 24:11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Jeremiah 48:3. A voice of crying shall be from Horonaim, spoiling and great destruction. Malachi 2:13. And this have ye done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping, and with crying out, insomuch that he regardeth not the offering any more, or receiveth it with goodwill at your hand. Matthew 3:3. For this is he that was spoken of by the prophet Esaias, saying, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make his paths straight. Matthew 21:15. And when the chief priests and scribes saw the wonderful things that he did, and the children crying in the temple and saying, Hosanna to the Son of David, they were sore displeased. You could probably read that whole story. It's probably good. That's Matthew 21:15. Now, Mark 1:3 is the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make his path straight. Mark 15:8, the multitude crying aloud began to desire him to do as he had ever done unto them. Luke 3, as it's written in the book of the words of Esaias the prophet, saying, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make his path straight. Luke, excuse me. The devils also came out of many, crying out, saying, thou art Christ, the Son of God. And he, rebuking them, suffered them not to speak, for they knew he was the Christ. John 1:23. He said, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness. Acts 8:7. Unclean spirits are crying with a loud voice, came out of many that were possessed with them, and many taken with palsies, that they were lame and healed. Acts 21:28. Crying out, men of Israel, help. This is the man that teacheth all men everywhere against the people and the law in the place, and further brought Greeks into the temple, and hath polluted this holy place. Acts 25:23. On the morrow, when Agrippa was come, and Bernice, with great pomp, was entered into the place of hearing with the chief captains and principal men of the city, at Festus's commandment, Paul was brought forth. And Festus said, King Agrippa, and all the men which are here present with us, ye see this man whom all the multitude of Jews have dealt with me, both at Jerusalem and also here, crying that he ought not live any longer. How about Hebrews 5:5? So also Christ glorified not himself to be made a high priest, but he that said to him, thou art my son, today have I begotten thee. And he said Also, in another place, thou art priest forever after the order of Melchizedek, who, in the days of his flesh, when he had offered up prayers and supplications with strong crying and tears unto him that was able to save him from death, and was heard in that he feared, though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered. And being made perfect, he became the author of eternal salvation unto all that obey him. And the last one is Revelation 14. Another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe.